It is time for another video. Hello everyone, welcome to or welcome back to another tiering video. But real quick, before I get into the tiering stuff, I have a few things that I want to mention, so skip to this timestamp if you want to just jump straight into the tiering. Before we even get into my thoughts, I'm just going to say right now, this is your heads up. Do not use this video as a guide. Yes, my last video was set up to be a bit more informative. Trust me, you do not want to do what I did this time. This is not a guide. Do not take the main outcome of this as advice. Okay, this is your one and only warning. To start off my thoughts, I want to say, my god, the people yearn for tiering videos. Like, damn, I really was not expecting this many people. I was thinking maybe like 5, 10, really all I thought would happen, so thank you guys. Thank you very much. Like, with the likes alone, if 50 people came up to me in my house and said, hey, I really like this, I would say, how'd you find my house? But really, I'd say, oh, that's really sweet, thank you. Also, the likes were 56 when I last checked. Why are they 82? Guys, where are you coming from? But really, I do want to say thank you to everyone who enjoyed my World League 2 video. I was really happy to be able to answer all your queries and see other people achieve the ranks they wanted. It really melted my heart to know people found my video useful or supportive towards their own upcoming tiers. Like, that's exactly what I want the tiering community to be. A really uplifting and supportive place. So, I'm glad I was able to use my experience to help someone. That's what the whole video was about. Anyways, that's my thoughts out of the way. Going in to Kohane6. So, Kohane6. Aim higher and higher. It's quite ironic when I compare the name to my plans, which I'm now going to explain. For this event, I'm going to be going for a nice T500, mostly because I'm broke after World Link. Knowing me though, when it comes to a T500 rank, I always over-tier. Rui 4? My goal? T500. Rui Mixed Christmas event. Goal? T500. But that's not happening this time. As you can see, I have a vacant spot right here for a 500 and a 500 only. So ironically, on the event Higher and Higher, I shall be practicing not overachieving. So if I have extra resources, I will not be using them. Is what I would say if this was still being recorded 8 days ago. Okay, let's play a fun game called Get Everything I just said in like the last 20 seconds, because it is no longer relevant. And you will understand why soon enough. For now, let's get into the gacha. But first, here is my team pre-gacha. Pretty solid. And we're here, once again. The cap is set. We're just here to get someone as quick as we can, hopefully. We're not going above 100 pulls to help us. Kohane untrained and Toya trained. I love, so... Oh, please treat me better than recent times. Please, oh please. Please, oh please. Please, someone early. It's the first one. It's fine. It's fine. Number 2. Oh. Okay. Little load. Little load. That has potential. Okay, Kohane Toya. Kohane Toya. Kohane Toya. Kohane Toya. Okay, it's a bit further down. Ah, my hand's shaking, no. Oh no, wait, is that the 4-star? Balls, no! I don't know what Kaito that is. That's sad. I mean, kinda lucky that we were only 2 in. I have no idea what Kaito that is. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, I looked it up. It's actually a really cool Kaito. So, it's Archer Kaito, so okay, I'm happy with that. That's fine. That's more acceptable, so. 3rd pull. Come on, Kohane Toya. Kohane Toya. Okay, Wait, please. Please, this is kind of lucky. This is kind of lucky. Please, let me save. Kohane Toya. Kohane Toya. Kohane Toya. Okay, next one. Miku! Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay. Okay. We got someone. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, it's been a while since I got an onset that early, so that is very nice. I don't want to go to 100, so I'm going to do just a few more, because I would like Kohane or Toya, but that was really nice. Nope, nothing. Number 50. I might do like 2 more, I think. Come on, Kohane Toya, Kohane Toya, Kohane Toya. Please. I do not get this many 4 stars often. Come on, Kohane Toya. Kohane Toya. Hamza? What is it with Momo Jump today? Yeah, I'm not much of a Momo Jump fan. I like the card, but it's not my favourite. Shame. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get a 4 star. I just didn't feel it. I just didn't feel it. How many more am I gonna do? 2 more. 2 more, cap at 80, because I already got one. Please. I don't feel it. I was so wrong. Hello. Hello, Kohane. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. We're done. We're done. I love Toya. I can live without Toya. Kohane. 2 in 70 is insane. Is insane for me. I can live without Toya. Oh, I love this Untrained. It's beautiful. Oh, yep. 27k saved for Ultra C. Wonderful. Not much suffering here today. Surprising. It's just nice. It's nice to have pulls left. It's nice. It's nice to have luck. Sorry, Toya. Maybe next time. And with that successful session, this is my team. This does get slightly changed later, as I will upgrade Miku's talents, and I also realised that Mako, my 4-star Mako, is actually stronger than my 3-star Toya here, so that will get adjusted a bit later. Now onto my schedule. That is pretty packed this week, but I'm not too worried because I know I'm not going to go that high, so I have plenty of time to work around it. The highlight of my week is definitely going to be seeing the amazing Digital Circus, but do not worry, this video will have no spoilers. Even though as I'm recording it, it actually came out yesterday. But it will have no spoilers, nothing, just be talking about my experience a little bit, that's all. But for context, this is my schedule and I'll be referring to this on certain days. And before the event starts, here are my remaining energy cans. So for now, it's just a 3-hour wait until start dash. This is where things start to get interesting. So I start tiering at 11 PM. And I use my 50 energy, and I use a tiny bit more because I'm going to be busy the rest of the week, so today and tomorrow will be my head start. And I get onto the leaderboard and get a bit of a maintain going. I wasn't expecting to get in the 60s, I was thinking I'd probably end up stuck in the 90s, so I was surprised by that. But I did just dodge a bullet here, because I always seem to just stop at this point without even realising. It's weird. I can't escape the number, I just can't. So I wake up the next morning and I go check my rank, and I was T 137. I was actually slightly surprised. I was definitely expecting to be higher up in the hundreds, like 500 to 900, so I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. So I knew if I continued to hit the amount I wanted to hit today, considering today will be the final day that I don't have anything going on, I'm probably going to end up on the leaderboard again, which is funny how this is accidentally happening. And I do look at 500, and I very much see it is very, very low down in points. I want to say that I stuck with my original plan here, but no matter where I look, I cannot find my plan in my notes. So, I don't know what I was doing. I can't remember what I was doing. I don't know. The only thing I have to go off of is my games per hour, so... What was I don't know. What was I doing that day? I don't know. I think I just wanted to get as close to the cutoff, the predict cutoff as I can. I don't know, I really don't know. A way to save energy, as a My Sekai fan, is I create 3 small energy every 48 hours. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you do this every 2 days, it starts to add up. Now, at about 6 PM, I was at rank T68, but I still had about 4 hours of my time to spare, so I thought, why not? It's just going to make it easier for me the next few days to not have to tier as much, so I kept going. Rank-wise, I didn't really move much during that time, so in the end I ended at T66, but that is my new highest tier that I've ended up on, so that's something. Now, it was by this point I had realised I had basically reached the T500 predicted cutoff, and I felt a bit disappointed in the fact that I wanted to tier, but I felt like I hadn't done much at all and it didn't really feel challenging enough. I know it's a T500 run, but I was hoping for a bit more of a challenge. You know, maybe that's my fault. I should have just nap burned, but I was here anyway, and I didn't feel like I wanted to stop. I'd been keeping great pace with the leaderboard, so I did a lot of thinking, and I decided to keep going. I thought, worst case, considering I don't have a lot of energy, I could keep going for a bit and just end up with another T200. Best case, I can make it to about 10 million with energy. So after that, it's really about how many crystals I'm willing to spend. So for today, I decided to move my goal to T200. Shocker, I know. And just keep thinking about if I want to go any further. I was quite surprised this morning to still be on the leaderboard, so that's cool.
Rounding the corner with a bunch of lesbians! Let's go! Let's go, lesbians, let's go!
I didn't take a lot of screenshots today, but the ones I did have a very reoccurring theme going on, so... Who you are for your pride. I would say the cinema only chipped about 3 or 4 hours off of my day, so it wasn't too bad. And I just didn't really think about it, I kind of just kept going today, so... Moving on to day 3, the morning of day 3 is where I really started to lock in for this event. Now that I had decided to go for a higher tier, I switched my leader to Miku, I raised her skill, and I also started leveling Miku's talent in the other Sekais. You would think I had learned from last time, but apparently not. But anyways, this is my new amount of talent. At 8 PM, right as I was about to start my nightly tier, I look at my bonus energy and yeah, we've reached that time. I was at about 10 million points at this time, so this was about what I had calculated. So now came the part where I am out of energy and all my points now are going to come from crystals. Say bye to those crystals because they are long gone. And that's the end of day 3. As for now, my predictions say that if the cutoff is 20 million, 22 million, it should cost me about 18,000 crystals. But hey, you guys should totally make your own guesses and see how close you got. Take a gander at my suffering. Because if you did see the leaderboard for that event, you would know that the cutoff was higher than that. So maybe I cut down some expenses, maybe it ended up costing more. Welcome to day 4. As you can see, I am still on the leaderboard this morning. However, there is a slight problem. I need to go into college today at 9 AM, so I literally had time to do about 2 challenge shows. So I did those and I went to college, set up my art display, and just whenever I remembered, I would check the leaderboard, and I saw myself slowly go down, but really, it was dead this morning. So I finished setting up my work and I went home, and it was about lunchtime. So I went, had myself some lunch, and when I came back, I was at 101. However, I went a few minutes back and had a look, and I literally fell down to 101 11 minutes before I finished my food. So after that, I started getting back up again. It is the Amazing Digital Circus Cinema Day, but it's also day 5, and I'm still on the leaderboard. I've got to go at about 1, so this gives me about only a few hours to tear until the evening, so I get going. I didn't take too many pictures, but I spotted this standee on my way in. Sadly, there wasn't anyone else cosplaying, but me and my friend did. I'm not going to show her outfit, but here is my outfit. We were Gangle and Kinga, and she made me this Kinga cape. It was huge, but it was super cozy as well. They also had an exclusive QR code for cinema viewing for a sneak peek at movie exclusive items or the new shop. So I went on there and I saw this little Jax. It's a blind box with all Jax pendants, but I didn't get a picture of the other ones. But I bought that one. But it probably isn't meant to arrive for like another 2 weeks. Once the film ended, I checked and I was T92, and after I went out for some food and came home, I was T93. And with 10:30 coming around, this was the end of day 5. Starting off day 6 at T96. I didn't have much going on today. Today was my chillest day so far. I got into a good room and I hung out with some cool people today, so that was nice.
Being eaten alive.
It was bound to happen eventually. I'm not surprised. How's it going? It's day 7, it's the last full day. It is almost over. One thing that is worth noting is I started at about 8, and by 11 AM, I had a 3 million lead on tier 100, which is strange. It was strange. So I started to, keep going, and I started thinking about building a safe gap between me and tier 100. Now, this was my points at about 8, and I was coming up to a number that I particularly liked. I decided that for the time being, I was gonna cut my time short by about 2 hours, and I was going to park. Because even though I was T78, tier 100 was still at 24.2 million. Which is a pretty big gap considering we're about to enter into N-dash. So I then spent, let me check my notes, the next hour trying to figure out how to park, because last time I parked I failed and I missed by 1 point, so I was dedicated to making sure I got it right this time. Yes, it took that long. Anyways, after that, I finally got a nice evening to myself, so I went to bed at about 10:30 like I normally would. I couldn't decide between getting up at like 3, 3:30, because I felt like that was a bit too late, just in case I needed to get more points. It ends at 5 for me, so in the end I decided to get up at 2:30 and just sacrifice like half an hour of sleep to be more safe. Oh man, I can't wait to get up and check my rank. Like, I can't imagine I've fallen that far, because after all, I had, what, like a 3.5 million lead before I went to bed? I should be fine. I should probably still have like a million lead. Like, it really hasn't been moving that fast at all, so I think if anything, I've probably gotten up too early and have nothing to worry about. How do I always know? Like, this is the second time now I've gotten up, and I've literally timed it perfectly to when I'm about to fall under tier 100. Like, how? I don't know. But it's pretty cool to have that skill, so by the time I was actually ready to get up in tier, I was at T99. Again, like last time, fearing for my life. Now, I do wish I could say I went on to, go crazy and try and climb as high as I could, but by this point I knew I needed to stay on the leaderboard, but also there's no point going any further right now. I need to just save my resources and just try and stay as low down as I can. I kept switching places with T98, going back to T99, and so on. So when there was 20 minutes left, I decided to switch from ×5 to ×7 energy. As at that time, I didn't know what tier 100 had planned, but clearly everyone else was sticking with ×5, so I did slowly start to climb up. And it was quite late, so my coordination wasn't the best, but in between shows I did try and switch down to 5 energy before the song loaded, but I failed a few times. So I definitely did a few more ×7 shows than I would have wanted to. Also, because it's so hard to top up quickly with crystals, I definitely went a tiny bit higher than I should have. I want to try and aim for T96, as that was one of my goals back in Kohane's chapter, because I do like the number 6. But unfortunately, in the end, I slightly missed that margin. So yes, I did achieve my tier 100, I stayed safe, but in the end I went a tiny little bit too high, accidentally went up to T95. But honestly, I still like that number, so I am very happy with my rank. And I also don't regret playing it safe, because now I know the person at tier 100 wanted tier 100 exactly, but me, during this time didn't know, so I'm all for playing it safe. If it costs me a few extra crystals, then that's fine. But with that is how I accidentally tier 100 Kohane6. The story continues on with me looking outside and seeing the sun is coming up. Perks of summertime tiering, it seems. Then comes your normally scheduled waiting for your title, getting your title, taking cool pictures with your title. But I also got a lot of friend requests this time, which were some of you guys. So, hello. I have a lot of open slots, so I'm very happy to accept any of those, and your very sweet, supportive messages. But now there's one last thing to do. The final count of how many crystals this tier 100 cost me in the end. Now, when I originally did this calculation of 18k crystals, this was assuming the cutoff was going to be 22 million. It was not 22 million, it was 28 million. So, with that out of the way, the grand total of the amount of crystals I spent to get about 18 million points was 16,710 crystals. Yes, that's a lot, but also yes, I managed to hit below the predicted 18,000 that was meant for the 22 million, even though I did 28 million, because I did tiny little things to save my energy. First of all, there was the login campaign that gave a few large cans for free, which was great. But second, I did my Sekai, and I believed I got 12 smalls in total during the duration of the event for that. And on the days where things were quite slow, I would deliberately refill my energy, but not refill it to 25, so that as I was playing, I could just refill every show and let it slowly get a few back, which clearly added up in saving hundreds of crystals, so... And also ads. Watch your ads. Ads are important. And I do know I got some friendship ranks, well, that gave cans, so... It all adds up very clearly. The only thing left I have to discuss is my next plans. So currently, my next plan is to pull on the Ultra C rerun in July, which will be a video. However, I'm thinking of doing a challenge, so it's not just a pulling video, it's to make it a bit more interesting. After that, I'm thinking about pulling on the Eternal Bout last rerun in December, and then after that, it's between these events. I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to pull on, and which one I want to tier on. I'm leaning more towards these two right now, but I'm trying to figure that out, so... I'm going to be trying to think of some ways I could create more videos, because I've been having a lot of fun. I just have the issue with my screen recorder not working, so I always have to ask to borrow someone else's phone, which isn't very practical. Especially when you want to make videos about, like, playing charts and stuff, so that's a shame, but I'm trying to think of some other stuff I can do regarding Project Sekai, so... I'm really not sure how to close this video, because this wasn't planned for me to go this high at all, but I guess in brief, I had a good time. I don't regret it, even though my Ultra C funds are now suffering. I really don't regret it. It was a bunch of fun. I loved the event. And there's not much more to it, so I will see you guys again soon, probably in August by the time I edit the July video, so until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.